Why do relationships with narcissists feel so magnetic, so intense, and so impossible to let go of, even long after they're over? If you've ever found yourself asking, was it love or was it something else? This is for you. Narcissistic relationships don't start with pain. They start by pulling you in so deeply that the idea of leaving feels unbearable. You might remember telling yourself, I've never felt anything like this before. And you were right. Psychologically, that intense, almost unreal connection makes perfect sense. It's called a trauma bond. Trauma bonds don't happen because someone is weak or naive. They form because our nervous system is wired to attach more strongly in unpredictable, emotionally charged environments. When affection and pain get mixed together, the brain doesn't just see danger, it sees meaning. It sees a connection worth fighting for. One of the first things people notice is the emotional roller coaster. The highs were euphoric. When things were good, you felt chosen, special, and deeply seen. But those moments were always temporary, followed by sudden coldness, criticism, or complete withdrawal. This inconsistency is the key. Your brain releases dopamine not during steady comfort, but during the relief that comes after tension. You weren't just attached to the person, you were addicted to the moment the anxiety finally stopped. Many people mistake this for intense chemistry. They say things like, I couldn't stop thinking about them, or I felt obsessed. But what was really happening? Your nervous system was stuck in hypervigilance, constantly scanning for tiny shifts in their tone, their texts, their mood. That's not romance, it's anxiety. Healthy love is meant to calm your nervous system. A trauma bond keeps it on high alert. Another thing that keeps you stuck is the memory of who they were at the very beginning. Everyone says it. They weren't always like this. That memory becomes a powerful psychological anchor. You don't stay for who they are now, you stay for the idealized version you met. But that initial version wasn't their true self. It was a performance, a mask designed to secure your attachment. Once that bond was formed, the performance ended. The change in their behavior wasn't your fault. It was because their need for you had shifted. Over time, something damaging happens. The responsibility for their behavior shifts onto you. When they hurt you or pull away, your brain stops asking, why are they doing this? And starts asking, what did I do wrong? This is classic conditioning. The person causing the pain avoids all accountability, while the person feeling the pain absorbs it all. You end up constantly monitoring your own actions instead of questioning their toxic behavior. That's not love, that's learned self-blame. One of the clearest signs this was a trauma bond is how your body reacts when you try to leave. Logically, you know it's unhealthy, but the physical feeling of separation is overwhelming. You might experience panic, nausea, and intrusive thoughts, with an intense urge to reach out, even when you know it's a terrible idea. From a neuroscience perspective, this is withdrawal. The unpredictable cycle of affection and stress wires the brain in a way that looks almost identical to addiction. Missing them doesn't mean they were the one. It means your nervous system is recalibrating from a powerful dependency. What also keeps the bond alive is the energy you spend protecting their image. You downplay what happened, make excuses for them, and focus on their past trauma or struggles. This is a defense mechanism. To fully admit the depth of the harm would mean grieving not just the relationship, but the entire illusion you fell in love with. And for many, grief feels far more threatening than denial. After a while, you might notice you've changed. You're quieter, more careful, and you suppress your own feelings to avoid conflict. This isn't personal growth, it's adaptation. A trauma bond requires you to abandon yourself to survive. Real love does the opposite. It helps you expand, express yourself, and feel safe. Here's the most important part to remember. This doesn't mean your feelings weren't real. They were absolutely real, but they weren't created by mutual trust and safety. They were created by your survival instincts, trying to find stability in chaos. Healing doesn't start by forcing yourself to stop caring. It starts by understanding what your nervous system was actually responding to. Once you realize your attachment was to the unpredictability, not to genuine intimacy, something inside you will begin to loosen. The confusion will start to clear, and the shame will slowly fade away. You weren't weak or foolish. You were conditioned. And now, you're learning the life-changing difference between intensity and true connection. If this resonated with you, know that you're not alone. Understanding this is the first step toward healing. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing for more content on healing and finding healthy relationships.